This is a river the sea is about non-time.
The crown jewels are guarded by the king's beef feeders or buffeteers, a French word meaning servant to the crown. Now the only thing you can see from the river that you cannot see from the inside the tower is that bricked up entrance with a sentence above it, entry to the Trader's Gate. Now many years ago, if you was found guilty of treason, you would have been rowed down in a small wooden boat, brought to a platform on the top of the dome, where you do get views just as good as the London Eye. Through the bridge and to the right in the corner there, the building with the red frame windows is a very famous pub called the Anchor at Bankside. Now that pub was established in 1615. Now to use that pub over the years, Samuel Pepys, Dr. Johnson, William Shakespeare and me. It's a very nice pub. Shakespeare and his actors used part of the attics as changing rooms for the old Globe Theatre that once stood over here to our right. Ahead of us is Cannon Street Railway Bridge. It was opened in 1888. Cannon Street train station stand over to our left. Now underneath this bridge to our left hand side, you'll see a little glass box. If we are lucky, we'll see some semi-naked people here to our left. Because this is a health and relaxation spa. Now cleverly what they've done, they put in one-way glass, but as you can see, stupidly they put it in the wrong way around. Now some days are better than others, I must admit. Yesterday was a very good day. Now ahead of us, possibly the most famous river crossing is the iconic London Bridge. Now we have several bridges to span the Thames at this point. Now the first ever London Bridge was built by the Romans, and that was back in 43 AD. Now the most famous London Bridge is the one that fell down, and that's how we get the nursery rhyme, London Bridge is falling down. Now the previous one to this, that was sinking into the mud, and in 1968 we sold it to the McCulloch Corporation of America for £1 million. The bridge was dismantled, shipped out to Lake Havasu, but it was re-erected in the Arizona desert as a tourist attraction. Now the tall glass building to our right is the Shard, the tallest building in Western Europe. Now it only stands 1,000 feet tall. Now there's 82 floors in the Shard, offices, shops, bars and restaurants. The 5-star Shangri-La Hotel is inside that building. Then you have got viewing platform on the 72nd floor. Then the rest is made up of luxury apartments. Now, each apartment inside the shack has been valued between 20 and 50 million pounds. It is very expensive. Ahead of us to the right hand side we have our very own warship, the HMS Belfast. Built in Belfast in 1938, launched in 1939 and saw action throughout the World War II. Now she was involved in chasing, shelling and sinking of the German ship, the Scharnhorst, and she weighs 11,500 tons. Fired 100 with shell 49 miles, and she fired the opening shots on the D-Day Normandy landings, June the 6th, 1944, and she last fired those guns in anger in 1952 as a flagship for the United Nations in the Korean War campaign. Now today she's here on the Thames as a floating extension for the Imperial War Museum. Coming up ahead of us is the most famous bridge here in London, actually Stourbridge. So what we're going to do at this point is the captain will turn the boat so we can give you a nice angle for you to take a photo. Are you just going to go? Yeah? Hopefully we can get that red double-decker bus which is just coming there. You're meant to be looking at. It meant to be a steam train emerging from a tunnel. Yes, I think he was under some very strong medication when he designed this. Now for those on the top deck, if you feel any water dripping on your head, don't be alarmed. It'll be the train emptying these toilets before it enters the station. So don't look up, and if you do, keep your mouth shut just in case. As we cross the Charing Cross Railway Bridge, to our right hand side we have the Royal Festival Hall. That is the last remaining building from the Festival of Great Britain that was held here back in 1951. Now the acoustics in this building are said to be some of the finest in Europe. And to perform inside this concert hall, stars such as Liza Minnelli, Elton John, Shirley Bassey, Pavarotti, and old Blue Eyes himself, Frank Sinatra. Now the oldest monument on our journey is on the left, is that stone obelisk known as Cleopatra's Needle, carved out in Egypt 3,500 years ago. It was given to the British by the Egyptian for Admiral Lord Nelson's victory over Napoleon at the Battle of the River Nile. It's one of a pair and it's doing a stand in Central Park, New York. Coming up, the next bridge ahead of us is Waterloo Road and Footbridge. Now this bridge was commissioned in 1939 and it was opened in 1945. It is affectionately known as the Ladies' Bridge, and it was built with over 90% female labor during World War II. Now, but the ladies actually managed to pick one of the most expensive stone in England to face this bridge, called Portland stone with self-cleaning quality. Whenever we have heavy rain here in London, the face will actually wash itself. And this bridge is the only bridge in London that was actually built on time. So well done to the ladies. Yeah, it's not a 3.0 version. Yeah, regular space. Ahead of us to the left, we have the white vessel. It's the HQS Wellington. Now she was given to us by the New Zealand Navy, and she's here now on the Thames as a floating drinking club for master mariners and retired sea captains. But you can hire the Wellington out for private weddings and parties as well. Have a look at the back of the Wellington. You'll see a stone archway in among the trees. This is known as Temple Arch or Temple Gate, a boundary line between two cities. Now this denotes we are now about to enter the city of London and will be leaving the city of Westminster. Now the city of London is one of the smallest capital cities in the planet, measuring just 1 square mile. Ahead of us to the right is the red brick building with a tower, is the OXO building. Is there what the small little bit stop queue that we use in our Sunday roast used to be manufactured. Now after the war, the building fell into disrepair. And like most things on the Thames today, it's now been turned into a very expensive housing. We have a small row of shops at the bottom, 48 flats in the middle, 1 bedroom, £1 million. Then the glass beyond gallery, and then the tower itself. That today is the Harvey Nichol restaurant, voted one of the top 10 restaurants here in London. To our left hand side, we have the white building with the green floating roof. That is the old City of London School for Boys. It's a very famous school here in London where Winston Churchill received earlier education. Now in between the 5 arch windows at the top, there are 4 statues. And from left to right, there are Francis Bacon, John Milton, Sir Isaac Newton, and William Shakespeare, and that's 4 of this country's most famous scholars. It's no longer used as a school today. It's the home to the J.P. Morgan, the wealthy American banker. We are just approaching the Blackfriars Bridges. Now in between the bridges you'll see some red columns. These are what remain of the first ever railway bridge to span the Thames. The St. Paul's Railway Bridge, designed by the great engineer Disembark Kingdom Brunel. But the bridge became unsafe due to the weight of modern day trains. So in 1984 they took the top part of the bridge down, but they cannot remove this support on fear of undermining the foundation of the other 2 bridges. Now as we pass this bridge, the brown building to the right with a tall chimney is the old Bankside Power Station. That today has been turned into the Tate Gallery for Modern Art. And it does view modern art exhibitions. Now, as you can see there, it's a free art gallery to enter. But in my opinion, once you see modern art, you'll know why it's free to enter in the first place. Now, to the left-hand side, we have the Golden Cross and dome of St. Paul's Cathedral, designed by the famous architect Sir Christopher Wren. It took 35 years to build. 12 years of construction was the dome itself. Now that dome is the second largest unsupported cathedral dome, the largest being in St. Peter's in Rome. Now St. Paul's stands 365 feet tall, the foundations are 350, now buried in the crypt are some of this country's more famous national heroes. And if you haven't been in St. Paul's, folks, it's highly recommended.
Probably. Yeah. No, they've definitely got quality size. France already has the Eiffel Tower, so this one, their iconic building is the Eiffel Tower. 1, 2, 3. This, but I didn't remember it very well. So when I worked in London for a while. taking on more people on this side. That's a quick trip. So while we're doing this trip, we've got to guess all the buildings that Corey mentioned yesterday. Let's go ahead. That's good timing, actually. Yeah. Perfect timing.